So Rob Keck has become a friend of mine since I met him at the expo in Salt Lake. I'm so blessed that he's a part of my life. When him and his wife Susan came to my booth, I knew that we were going to be friends. Number one, just because I felt the connection with God. We talked immediately about God. And I love the way he talks about conservation and how he has been involved in it. And he's always talking to me about turkey. And I've done a lot of big game hunting, sheep hunting and mule deer hunting and elk and moose. But I haven't done the turkey. And the way he talks about the turkey really made me think, I really need to try this and see if I can do this. And I felt like it was going to be just something really special that was going to happen.
You know, over my 30 years serving as the CEO of the National Wild Turkey Federation, I had the opportunity to explore and enjoy the return of the wild turkey all across North America. And conservation has been part of my life, really since the very beginning. And it was through conservation that I actually met Cari Goss. I could see there was an interest in Cari's eye of going after one of these big old Merriam's gobblers right here in Wyoming.
I'm gonna just weave it around. There's a bunch of geese. I don't want to scare them because if the turkey's just around the bend, it would alert them. So I'm gonna get way ahead of you. I'm gonna use that to try to help shield me and see if we can't find where they are and set up. So.
Cari had done a tremendous job pre-season scouting, got with some rancher friends, and we started off down in a river bottom. These turkeys had been there most of the spring season, and it was quite a wad. There were, jakes, there were adult gobblers, there were lots of hens, and we tried to figure out how's our best approach, because there in the river bottoms, the foliage had really not leafed out yet, and it was really open. It was difficult to make the approach without spooking the turkeys. And we went from Plan A to a group of turkeys in Plan B, which we thought we could get onto a lot easier. Well, we did. We got into position, we called, no response, ended it moving up along the edge of the river. It was only then that I realized that flock of birds, which had jakes, hens, and adult gobblers, they'd flown across the river, and they gave us a courtesy gobble. And so Plan B was like not productive. So we scratched our heads a little bit and decided, okay, let's go back to Plan A. Maybe those turkeys have moved out of the alfalfa fields and off into the timber, and using the lay of the land, the way the hill drops off into the river, we could make an approach. Well, it worked. We made that approach. The turkeys were out of the field. We set up, dropped the decoys down. It wasn't long. Cari actually spotted them before I did.
So as we were calling, all of a sudden there was some turkeys coming, and I knew that they were males. I didn't know how big they were. And as they were getting closer, I could feel myself getting excited, and I'm like, okay, keep calm, just keep calm, keep focused. And as they came within about 22 to 25 yards, you could tell that this one was starting to get aggressive with the decoy that he had set out. And I didn't know if he was going to attack it or not, but it was just really cool watching. And I remember him telling me, make sure that you wait for that turkey's neck to stand all the way up so you can get a good, clean head neck shot. He came right in front. He was in my sights. I took a big, deep breath, and then I slowly squeezed the trigger and shot the turkey. And the turkey was hit, and I was so excited. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just got this turkey. and I was walking up to the turkey. The first thing I noticed is, I thanked God for this beautiful animal that I harvested. And I thanked Rob for, teaching me to make this possible, for this to happen.
This last one for sure. Yep.
Wow.
Now, believe it or not, this turkey is strutted. See how the ends, the tips of these are the primary wing feathers.
Nothing like the very first. There'll never be another first. The size of the bird has nothing to do with the size of the experience. And as I've told so many people in the past, don't judge a hunt by the actual animal. Judge it by what you experience. And we had a tremendous experience there, a lot to celebrate. So that was turkey number one. We took pictures. We just had a grand time in celebrating Cari's first turkey.
But I'm really shocked how soft this turkey is.
The feathers were just like so soft that I just kept touching them, and so absolutely beautiful. Like it was painted. The feathers looked like somebody painted. I thought, God, you really created this amazing bird. And we were just really admiring it. And then we said a prayer and gave thanks to God for giving us this opportunity for the land that He's created and the animals to be able to harvest.
And then on day two, we went to another property. We made our approach, almost had the gobblers in, and unfortunately, as happens so many times, barriers will stop the turkey from closing the deal. We had this gobbler in 4 times, but he was behind a fence on another property. Anyway, we just patiently waited, and then he drifted off. Could maybe get him to gobble now and then, but he was pretty well done with that location. So we repositioned, and it got to be late in the afternoon. In fact, it was like after 7. We probably had an hour to an hour and a half yet of shooting light. So we made a decision. Let's see if we can get down and find that split-tailed gobbler. So we worked our way down, and finally we came up over the ridge, and looking down into this bottom, there he was with not 4 hens. This time he had 9 hens. But we also saw another single gobbler off to the right. And then coming over the far hill was another batch of gobblers and jakes. So we planned our approach. We got in there as we looked to the direction that those birds were going to go. We made the approach. I used my Montana decoy, put it up on the bank. There was a gobbler that spotted it. He started my way, and when he got close enough, made the shot. What a thrill at the end of the day, end of the hunt. It just crowned a wonderful day in the great outdoors. You know, so many people judge a hunt whether they make the kill or not. And had I not taken that bird, it still wouldn't have mattered, because we had a great time together, being able to share information to Cari on, you know, the various calls, the tactics, positioning, all the things that are part of what makes turkey hunting so great. So many times people talk about hunting in the South or hunting in the Northeast, but they don't talk nearly as much about the great resources that are here in the West. The Merriam's turkey is a beautiful bird. The white tip tail feathers, the beautiful white rump feathers that they have, and the fact that you can see them many times off in the distance, where when you're in the deep South and it's heavily timbered, you don't get to view them quite like you get to see them out here. I'm so thankful for Cari and the invitation that she gave to me, and to be able to share this wonderful place, God's creation, and with God's creatures.
And we were really thankful. And after we were admiring his beautiful turkey, and he was so excited, you know, we said a prayer again and gave God thanks. And that's really what so much of it is about, is being thankful to harvest these animals, being thankful to have the memories with wonderful people, being thankful to have the meat, to be able to eat it and then think back about what happened. And that's really what I feel being in the outdoors is, with people that you care about, your loved ones, your friends. That's what I encourage people to do, is go out there, and if you haven't done it, find somebody that has, and just ask them, and then go make it happen.